Introductory Note and Chapter 1 of 2nd Maccabees, Douay-Rheims version. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Adam. 2nd Maccabees, Douay-Rheims version, Introductory Note. This second book of Maccabees is not a continuation of the history contained in the first, nor does it come down so low as the first does, but relates many of the same facts more at large and adds other remarkable particulars omitted in the first book, relating to the state of the Jews as well before as under the persecution of Antiochus. The author, who is not the same with that of the first book, has given, as we learn from chapter 2 and 20, etc., a short abstract of what Jason of Cyrene had written in the 5 volumes concerning Judas and his brethren. He wrote in Greek, and begins with 2 letters sent by the Jews of Jerusalem to their brethren in Egypt. End of introductory note. Chapter 1. Note: Letters of the Jews of Jerusalem to them that were in Egypt. They give thanks for their delivery from Antiochus, and exhort their brethren to keep the feast of the dedication of the altar, and of the miraculous fire. End of note. To the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, the brethren, the Jews that are in Jerusalem, and in the land of Judea, send health and good peace. May God be gracious to you, and remember his covenant that he made with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, his faithful servants, and give you all a heart to worship him and do his will with a great heart and a willing mind. May he open your heart in his law and in his commandments, and send you peace. May he hear your prayers and be reconciled unto you, and never forsake you in the evil time. And now here we are praying for you. When Demetrius reigned in the year 169, we Jews wrote to you in the trouble and violence that came upon us in those years, after Jason withdrew himself from the Holy Land and from the kingdom. They burnt the gate and shed innocent blood, when we prayed to the Lord and were heard, and we offered sacrifices and fine flour, and lighted the lamps and set forth the loaves. And now celebrate ye the days of Scenopegia in the month of Kislev. Note: Scenopegia, namely the Insignia, or the feast of the dedication of the altar, here called Scenopegia, or Feast of Tabernacles, from being celebrated with the like solemnity. End of note. In the year 188, the people that is at Jerusalem and in Judea, and the Senate, and Judas to Aristobulus, the preceptor of King Ptolemy, who is of the stock of the anointed priests, and to the Jews that are in Egypt, health and welfare. Having been delivered by God out of great dangers, we give him great thanks, forasmuch as we have been in war with such a king. Note: Such a king, namely Antiochus Sidetes, who began to make war upon the Jews whilst Simon was yet alive, 1 Maccabees 15 and 39, and afterwards besieged Jerusalem under John Hyrcanus, so that the Judas here mentioned, verse 10, is not Judas Maccabeus, who was dead long before the year 188 of the kingdom of the Greeks, for he died in the year 146 of that epoch. See above 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 70, also the note on chapter 1, verse 2. But either Judas, the eldest son of John Hyrcanus, or Judas the Essene, renowned for the gift of prophecy, who flourished about that time. End note. For he made numbers of men swarm out of Persia, that have fought against us and the holy city.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?